everybody. Tom Funk here with your weekly Michigan Trails reports. Thanks for joining me once again for the week of the 9th of April, 2023. And who the heck am I? Well, I've authored a couple of your guidebooks for hiking in Michigan. And, I'm just a general rabble-rouser when it comes to hiking. Love talking hiking. I'm glad you're here listening to me today. So let's get underway and talk about some trails. But first I want to thank my sponsor for this week's podcast, Nortiv 8. And that's Nortiv, the number 8.com. Makers of appropriately priced footwear for the outdoors. I currently have 3 pairs. A full leather backpacking boot, high top desert hikers, and a pair of day hikers. No fancy names, no fancy prices. Nortiv8.com. Alright, and again, as always, thanks to my friend Adam Main for providing the music. And Adam is a musician in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Alright, we always start off with Trail of the Week. And we are now to a local park. And we're going to head on over to Battle Creek, to the Ott Biological Preserve. This hike will not only fulfill our Trail of the Week, but a North Country Trail hike as well. And I get to pontificate a little bit, which I don't do very often. But hey, when I have an opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. The Ott Biological Preserve is a preserve in Calhoun County, and it's considered Calhoun County's hidden jewel. And it's just east of Battle Creek in Emmett Township off of the Business Loop 94 or Michigan. You'll see signs for it when you get out towards the McDonald's there in Emmett Township. This is a 300-acre greenscape of natural habitats. It's been extensively shaped by glaciers. If you are a glacier geek, you need to get out there because they have 2 spring-fed kettle lakes. They also have peaty lowlands, and they have dry, sandy uplands. The best part is there are 2 prominent eskers, which are glacial ridges that look like snakes on the landscape. One nearly traveling the length of the property from the southwest to the northeast. It's definitely worth checking out. It's now owned by Calhoun County, but it was once owned by Albion College as its nature center, and it was preserved early in the 20th century through joint efforts of local naturalists and John Harvey Kellogg. Yeah, I recognize that name. In 1977, Calhoun County bought the preserve using money from the Federal Land and Water Conservation Fund. And 15 later, the county government, pretty much unknowingly knowing, they really didn't know what the Ott Preserve was all about to preserve. And they agreed to sell 305 large old-growth trees and caused an uproar in the community. Battle Creek citizens and conservationists, myself included, throughout the state protested, and the county commission backed off from a second cut that would log the rest of the preserve. So this is the natural area I explored, volunteered at as a steward, and defended from a well-meaning but ill-planned trail system that bisected the park. I even proposed to my wife of 20 years at the Ott Biological Preserve. So, if you ever wanted me to get riled up about something, just bring up the Ott Preserve. Anyway, it's still a great place to explore, and there are few properties like it anymore, especially in southwest Michigan. All right. Trail conditions. We'll start off with the snow report. Hey, I think it's safe to say the long-awaited melt is underway. The southern lower peninsula is free of snow, and it's just patchy in the northern lower, mostly around the typical Kalkaska, Gaylord, and Grayling areas. The upper peninsula, well, still 20 to 40 inches of snow over much of the peninsula, but let's give it time. It will be well into May before you can access all the inland seasonal roads. And I'm still holding my May 10th date for when all the snow is gone, because they're still good for one more good snowstorm until the end of the month. And now that the snow is melted in the lower peninsula, if I get any bug reports, I'll be sure to share them here and help you plan your trips. Didn't see any new North Country Trail updates for this week. And so let's go on to the next segment, which is the cool YouTube video. 3 days, 3 loops, 60 miles. Michigan's Triple Crown. Do you know what they are? Head on over to the Facebook page and find the link and watch the cool YouTube video of the week. Oh, and check out the Facebook page on Wednesdays for my weekly Hump Day hike. So I'll be doing that every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. I get too busy to post stuff. Okay, it is hiker trash time. But I don't really have anybody to talk about because there are quite a few of you that are still working on your North Country Trail 100-mile challenges, especially after this wonderful weather we've had. Seen a lot of postings on folks saying, hey, this is my first hike of the season towards my North Country Trail 100-mile challenge, which is fantastic. And I think I've only seen 2 people so far who have accomplished this feat and have posted it publicly. So I'm looking forward to celebrating your successes. Hey, did you see the Facebook post I made about oaks, ants, and wasps? This 8-year-old kid made a fantastic discovery, finding that ants were taking oak galls into their layers. So researchers are like, why is that going on? So, researchers do what researchers do. And what they found was that oak gall wasps are somehow manipulating oaks to produce galls that then manipulate the ants into retrieving said galls down into their nests so the wasp larvae may be protected from gall predators. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm a scientist. I think it's pretty cool. This discovery was so mind-blowing that it's made it almost hard to wrap one's head around it. Anyway, head over to the Facebook page, read the article. It will blow your mind, and that's probably all you'll think about when you walk by an oak tree from here on out. Haven't done an almost forgotten trail in a while, so why not? The Mackinac Trail. Now, there are several Mackinac trails in Michigan, and this particular almost forgotten trail exists between St. Ignace and Sault Ste. Marie. This foot trail has been used upwards of 10,000 years by indigenous from all over North America, especially the central part especially, and it was used as a connector between the Mackinac Island and the St. Mary's River. Mackinac Island was mostly for trade, while the St. Mary's was mostly for harvesting the incredible number of fish that were in the waters that flow between Lake Superior and Lake Huron. And in come the European interlopers in the 1600s, and one of them happened to be Father Frederick Barraga. He used this route numerous times between Sault Ste. Marie and St. Ignace. And he did this in all seasons of the year, even in the dead of winter. He has hiked, he has snowshoed, heck, he even took a dog sled once on this route. On his trip from St. Ignace to Sault Ste. Marie in the January of 1856, he took a dog sled and overnighted on the Carp River with André Belanger, the first European settler at Carp River. His settlement was 14 miles north of St. Ignace, and Belanger was reportedly a former voyager and French-Canadian, according to Father Jacker, who was out of St. Ignace. In Father Barraga's diary for January 21st to 23rd, it says, hiked from St. Ignace to the Sioux, stayed at Belanger's on the 21st, then bivouacked on the 22nd, and experienced a low of 32 to 40 degrees below zero. And I quote, I was in danger of freezing my face off. Wow, that's pretty cool. He was one heck of a traveler. And today, the Mackinac Trail, of course, is a county road between the two cities. All right, what's happening with hikes, events, and programs with Michigan Trails? And I've tweaked the name to include programs both in person and online. And additionally, since we're coming into the busy time of year, I'll only go out 1 month unless it's a big event, like Quiet Waters Adventure. Fair enough? All right, here we go. Michigan Hiking and Backpacking, Saturday, April 15th. Group hike, Yankee Springs, and led by our friend Bunny McMuffin. Scrolling down. Since I'm leaving stuff out that's taking place in June and July. Let's see, here we go. Next one, we're going to do a Bob Beast chapter of the North Country Trail, Saturday, April 22nd. It's going to be an Earth Day hike. There is actually an event for the Chief Noonday North Country Trail chapter. It's actually a speaker. They have a guest speaker coming to their meeting on Saturday, or excuse me, no, that's not on Saturday, April 12th at 7 p.m. It's Nick Luceau from the National Park Service. It's going to be at the Dalton Public Library, Berry County. They have Nick Luceau, who is a volunteer program manager, and they're going to talk all about how you can sign up and become a volunteer, the benefits of becoming a volunteer, and why it's so important to track your hours, etc., so on and so forth. So since the North Country Trail is administered by the National Park Service, it only makes sense they'll have somebody from the Park Service come by and do a speech every once in a while. So there you go, Chief Noonday chapter. Scrolling on down, Spirit of the Woods, Saturday, May 6th. They'll have their May hike. Grand Traverse County Hiking Club, they also do monthly hikes. Next one is Friday, April 14th. North Country Trail on Airport Road around Kalkaska. Jordan Valley 45, Saturday, April 15th. That is going to be Warner Creek Trailhead at Dobleski Road on the North Country Trail as well. Boy, let's see. What? No hikes? Hiawatha Shore chapter. There are no upcoming hikes. What? Oh my gosh, that's like the first time since I've been doing the podcast. Better get on it, Mr. Walker. Get some stuff posted so I can share all your cool hikes that you do. Let's see, scrolling on down, blah, blah, blah. No more chapter hikes in the month, for the next month or so, all the way through the UP. North Country Trail Angels. If you're interested in helping Joan Young, she's hiking again, so keep your eyes on the page if you live north of Ludington and in the UP. She tends to post them only a few days out, so it's not timely enough for me to get them onto the podcast. So if you're interested, keep your eyes on that page. And for our random guided hike, Arbor Day Big Tree Hunt, Friday, April 28th, 6 to 8 p.m. And this is for celebrating Arbor Day at the Pierce Cedar Creek Institute in Berry County. They're going on a tree hunt, and it is free to Pierce Cedar Creek members, $8 for non-members, but of course I encourage you to get a membership. It is a wonderful organization. Hugh Heward Challenge, Saturday, April 29th. Registration is open. Information on the Facebook page, and it is on the Grand River between Diamonddale and Portland. There are 3 different routes. Each are different lengths, so check that out. All right, time for the reservation report brought to you by MichiganTrailMaps.com. High-quality maps of many of your favorite hiking trails at Pictured Rocks and other places. Downloadable maps and books on hiking in Michigan, like my 2 books. So check it out, MichiganTrailMaps.com. Pictured Rocks, still open, and I've been saying it, I'll keep saying it again. If you're new to the program, hey, Memorial Day weekend, forget about it. It is booked solid. However, if you want to start Sunday night, there is still 1 spot left at Lowney Creek that has a few sites open. So, and again, all of a sudden, people have come out of the woodwork and they are making their reservations across the board through the state of Michigan. So, hey, let's get on it. If you're planning on hiking and they are in places that need reservations or backcountry permits, you may want to get it taken care of. In Pictured Rocks, there's only 15 of the 63 available sites left for Sunday, the 2nd of July. And as a matter of fact, Friday, Saturday, and Monday are looking pretty light as well. And after Independence Day, it does start to get a little challenging to put together an ideal end-to-end hike in mid to late July. But then, end of July into mid-August, it's starting to get even more challenging. So I've been saying it all along, 3 months and 10 days, as a matter of fact. Get your reservations in. Beaver, Hurricane, and 12-mile campgrounds, book solid through 6 months out. Grand Island, there was a bit of a change with reservations there. Memorial Day weekend, only walk-up sites are available. And then we're looking into the Independence Day weekend, and that's starting to fill up. There are still several sites that are temporarily not reservable because of a prescribed burns that are taking place on the island. But looking at Independence Day weekend, only 1, 2, 3, 4 are available. And then they added in 1, 2, 3 more that have had their burns apparently. Hardwood, Hemlock, and Game Fence. You can now make reservations. If you go into the system, they are 100% available. So this must have just happened. So if you want to get some sites, get in there, look for hardwood, hemlock, and game fence. Little Duck, Little Dune 1 and 2, they're still closed, waiting for the prescribed burns to take place. So is Driftwood. So if you're really interested in doing the Grand Island, you probably want to stick your nose in there every few days. And I'm only sticking in there really once a week to see what is available. Bay Furnace, same situation. Memorial Day weekend, plenty of availability. Remember, there are walk-up sites available. There really isn't anything between the 28th of July and 14th of August to get more than 3 days in a row in. So you may have to rely on those walk-up sites. Sylvania Wilderness sites are available every day this summer, but if you're planning on moving around from site to site, better get on it as July is becoming slim pickings. So there are 13 non-reservable sites at Sylvania. And all the above is at recreation.gov website, and that's where I got my information this week. Getting a little tired of the app crashing. Maybe I should, re-download it. But hey, anyways, there you go. State Park Campgrounds, MichiganDNRReservations.com. Backcountry campsites are open for registration through May. Excuse me, I still haven't changed that. Here, listen to me. 6 months out. So anyways, Porcupine Mountains, backcountry update, booked solid for Memorial Day weekend. 2 weeks ago, tons of availability. This week, not any at all. So now I'm looking forward to the Independence Day weekend. 36 of the 66 sites are still available. I'd probably give it to the end of May when those are all mostly booked. And looking forward, it's looking a bit challenging to get your preferred site. So you may want to get on that as well. Craig Lake Backcountry, that's an alternative. Still plenty of availability for all those dates. Looking at all the Isle Royal stuff, really no changes from last week. Isle Royal Ranger, a few Tuesdays are getting full. Some days less than 20 spots. The Queen, all Sundays and Mondays are full in June, with the exception of June 6th. Half the outbound dates are full in June. Hey, people are signing up, so you may want to do that as well. And, let's see, Isle Royal goes for full service June 8th. And the snowmobile trails are closed for the season. So I'm going to take that out. Delete. There you go. So congratulations to another successful snowmobile season. All right, weather forecast. Woohoo, woohoo. Marquette, above freezing starting today and going all the way through next weekend. Yes, it's even the low temperatures. Highs in the 40s and 50s. The snow could melt faster than I predicted. So, hey, we'll see about that. And Grand Rapids, just like that, another year we go straight from winter to summer with no spring to speak of. Highs in the upper 60s to upper 70s, and keep in mind the rivers are swollen and the soils are wet. Not a good time to be kayaking or canoeing on some of these rivers. Don't be a statistic. Don't let me read about you in the newspaper. And then around Grayling, even in the northern lower, they're getting temps in the 60s and 70s and above freezing for the foreseeable future. So I wouldn't be surprised if the snow in the northern lower is totally gone by this time next week. Hey! I created a one-stop shop webpage for all the various social media and other stuff that I'm involved with my goings-on. No more looking for a pen that works. No more writing in the fog on your bathroom mirror. Just remember this, tomfunk.net. Yep, that's it. One page. That's all you have to remember. The other thing you need to do right now is click the follow button. If you don't, I am going to put a virus on your Avenza app. Keep in mind, if you subscribe, you get the podcast the moment it's released versus me posting on social media when I get around to it. And thanks again, NordTV, for being our sponsor. And the point you look for in the show is the quote to end the show. In the spring, at the end of the day, you should smell like dirt. Margaret Atwood. Google her name. She is one cool lady. All right, thanks for joining us. Tom Funk, Michigan Trails Report. We'll see you next week.